Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge is a rock album released in 2004 by My Chemical Romance. And if you don't know who My Chemical Romance is, why did you click on this video? Hi guys, it is currently 3:30 a.m. and I'm recording this video because I'm bored. So I needed content and I've decided, you know, this is a very easy topic for me to kind of cover. I really like this album and I really like this band. So I decided I wanted to make a video similar to this like at some point. So I've decided I'm gonna cover this album and I'm gonna tell you guys about the story of the Demolition Lovers, which is the concept of which this album kind of like takes place in. Also, don't worry if you guys don't know this band or if you haven't like listened to their music or whatever. I'm gonna explain like this concept or story because it's a very interesting story, and I think like even if you don't like the music, if you don't like rock music or whatever, you'll find the story to be pretty interesting. And I really like that about their music, about this band, like in general. Like all their albums have some sort of concept that like they lean in towards to. It's not just the music that's very good. The music is very freaking good, but you know, the concept is what really sells me on the band, like for the most part. So in order to get into the story of the Demolition Lovers, I'm going to give you a pretty brief summary of Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, the album. I'm not going to cover every single song since I don't think every single song really entails to the story of the Demolition Lovers. For example, Helena, it's just a song about Gerard Way and Mikey's Way's grandmother. And I'm Not Okay, it's just an angsty rock song, really. So there are a couple of songs in there that don't pertain to the concept of the Demolition Lovers. There are a lot, like mainly the songs do pertain to that concept. So I'm gonna cover most of them and I'm gonna give you just a very brief summary, but it's better if you just listen to the album, okay? So let's start with the first song, which isn't even in Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Yes, the first song we're going to cover is Demolition Lovers, which is in the band's prior album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. Released in 2002, it was the final track of that album, which basically foreshadowed the story of Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. So get your headphones on, guys, because we're going to cover a lot of these lyrics. Demolition Lovers basically lays the foundation for what Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge is going to entail. It describes the Demolition Lovers. It's a man and a woman who are running away and living their life of crime and debauchery of some sort. This man really loves this woman, but has no idea how to really show her without using acts of violence and crime. The softness and tranquility of the beginning of the song showcases this man's urge and desire to show this woman how much he loves her. But slowly as the chorus approaches, they are met in a gunfight, where in this part the man states, "But this time I mean it, I'll let you know just how much you mean to me. These lyrics showcase very beautiful imagery as snow falls on desert skies. It's very twisted, but it's beautiful, kind of like their love. This part of the song is very thrashy, but it showcases this very important lyric that is going to be very crucial for the rest of the album. I'm trying. This man is very desperately trying to show this woman how much he loves her, how much he cares for her, how much this woman means to him. And the only way that he knows how to showcase that is through violence, through crime, and doing all of these heinous acts. Eventually leading to a gunfight where he is unsuccessful and is gunned down and dies. Gerard Way is such a masterful performer. His voice, dude, his vocals are so amazing. You can hear the desperation in his voice. It's as if he's the man that's trying to show this woman how much he loves her. Like this concept, this just story. He's an actor. He's a performer in this album, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I love this song. He's gunned down, and it leads to this very beautiful bridge, which is just Gerard stating, "All we are bullets. All we are methods of hurting other people," which is exactly what bullets are used for. Badass guitar solo ensues. Ray Toro, he's the greatest guitar player of all time. I freaking love him. The climax of the song is reached. This is a very long song, by the way. It's like 6 minutes, so like you're gonna enjoy it. It's just, oh man, dude. Expository, man. It's so pretty. Forever, forever, like climax of the song is reached, and it's just this man exclaiming how much he cares about this woman, how desperate he's been trying to show her how much she means to him, and even as he's falling down, as he's dying, in his final words, he doesn't regret what he's done. The song ends and it's assumed they both die. However, in between 3 cheers and bullets, something happens and the man dies and he goes to hell. He finds himself in hell. None of this is said in a song, by the way. This is all just Gerard Way just spitting like in an interview or something and talking about the concept.
The concept for the record, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, was the story of a man and a woman who are separated by death in a gunfight. And he goes to hell only to realize by the devil telling him that she's still alive. The devil says, you could be with her again if you bring me the souls of 1,000 evil men. And so he hands him a gun and he says, I'll go do it.
And so the devil hands him a gun and he's sent off into a murderous rampage, which is fueled by love and his want to see his wife again. Finally taking us to the second track of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, Give 'Em Hell, Kid. The song is very thrashy, very loud, like most of these songs. It details the husband's journey, returning to Earth and going on a rampage, murdering so many people. He's shot up full of ephedrine. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. He's just here to kill. But the chorus is very interesting. The chorus is written towards his wife. The rest of it is just detailing his journey, but the chorus is written towards his wife, saying that if you were here, I never have a fear. The album does this a lot. Some verses in like one individual song are portrayed and like said towards another individual, while like a whole other chorus, like the chorus is said towards another, and it's like it does that a lot. So like as you see it, I'll try to like point out when that happens, but just know that that happens. In this case, most of these verses is just him telling the story of him coming back to Earth and on his murderous rampage, and the chorus being a message to his wife and hoping to see her again.
We are young and we don't care. Your dreams are your hungry hair. We never wanted it to be this way for our lives.
The bridge is also pretty cool. The bridge is also stated towards the wife, and he's like, we never wanted it to be this way. Talking about their relationship, how it was before when they were the Demolition lovers. And it repeats the chorus and it's done. It's just there to lay the foundation for the rest of the story. He's here, he's on Earth, he's killing a lot of people, he's wreaking havoc. The next song in this list being one of my favorites, You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison.
In the middle of a gunfight, in the center of a restaurant, they say, come with your arms raised high.
I actually made a whole video about this song. I love it to death. The song was originally called I Really Like Music, but I don't understand it, which I still don't understand music like at all. Like I renamed the title to like something else, it's something stupid and more clickbaity. So I go more into detail with that song in that video, so I'm just gonna play a couple clips from that video and hopefully like it does me justice, because I still really like that video. That's still a really good video. I like music. It tells a story. It mainly tells a story, the song, about some dude who got into a gunfight and goes into prison. The lyrics, Gerard starts talking about how the gunfight and how he gets cornered by cops, and then the guitar just like goes all in, and that's when it goes crazy. And it's like in the song, it's the chorus. Like he's going crazy. He's behind bars. It sucks. I think he falls in love with an inmate, right? And he's like, oh my gosh, like he's going insane. And then it goes to I believe the second verse or like bridge. I don't know what it is. And it kind of dials down, like the instrumental dials down, but it still has that like craze. Like he's still crazy, but he's trying to explain what he's going through. And like it's hell and it sucks in prison is basically what he's saying. So anyway, after that second verse, he's like, you've never heard all the troubles I've seen or whatever, and it goes back to the chorus, which is the same as usual. It's just him going insane. And after that, it's a bridge, I think. And I believe the bridge is him talking to his lover, right? He's like, to your room, and he's like, why should I remember you? Like, why do I remember? Yeah, I don't really believe that interpretation of the bridge anymore. I believe now that the line "to your room, what they ask of you might make you want to say so long" is a reference to the things the other criminals made the husband do while in prison, such as doing push-ups and drag and potentially sexual assault by the other inmates. Basically stating what they, as in the other criminals, ask of you to do for their own pleasure might make you want to end the suffering and embarrassment by committing suicide and dying, which is also referenced in the second verse of this song with the "gimme the chair, lethal injection, or swing from a rope if you dare" line. Following that, the "but I don't remember, I remember you" line, I believe, is the one that actually refers to the wife, saying that due to all of this suffering that the husband is going through while in prison, he's starting to lose track of what his goal and reason for enduring all of this pain actually is, which is for the chance of potentially seeing his wife again. And him remembering this aids him in trying to power through this torment. Okay, I'm done. Back to the video. If you don't know the premise of the album, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. So there's a dude and his lover. I don't know if both of them die. I think both of them die. The guy goes to hell and the woman goes to heaven or something. And the guy is like, "Oh my god, this sucks. I want to see my lover again." And so he makes a deal with the devil, which you shouldn't do. And the deal is he has to kill and claim 1,000 evil souls in order to have a chance at seeing his loved one. He's doing this throughout the album, and that's the main premise of it. He's trying to see his loved one, and his only way to see his loved one is by making this deal with the devil and killing and claiming 1,000 souls to give to the devil. And so this guy's going crazy because eventually he goes to prison for his killings, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna see like my loved one ever again." And then he also falls in love with a guy, I think, which I don't know, man. This whole album's crazy. You need to listen to it. This is just a big ad for the album. I don't know. And it's beautiful. The song ends with just him going, "Ow, now," just him screaming that, and the song ends, and that's the song. That's the music. That's the single, pretty much. And I thought that was so cool, and I wanted to make a video talking about it. To put it simply, he's on his murderous rampage. He just got caught. He has to spend time in jail, and yeah, he's going pretty crazy in jail. He's a lunatic. He's a bad guy, and it's a good song. It's so good. Basically, he really loves his wife, but he also likes to experiment with men. Moving on to the next song. This one is called "The Ghost of You." A lot of people don't really like "The Ghost of You" in the context of the album. They say it's like it doesn't sound like it belongs to the album. Like the sound is just different, which I have to disagree. I think the sound, it's the band's sound. The band has a very unique sound, especially within the 3 Cheers era. I really like "The Ghost of You," like from a musical perspective in the album. So I don't know, I think those of you that think "The Ghost of You" doesn't deserve to be on the album are stupid. But anyway, this song is just like a very pitiful song. He's very sad. He's talking about the loss, and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to complete this task, complete this deal. He doesn't know if he's going to be able to rack up these many souls just for the chance of seeing his lover again. He speaks about his regrets. He speaks about missing this woman. He speaks about how he wishes, how he believes, like, if he had died and made it to heaven, he would see her. He would have had like an idealized version of her up there. Also, a quick note I noticed while editing, I find this verse to be really cool. "I can always just forget her, but she could try." This verse really makes you think, because the husband has already gone so far in an effort to be reunited with his lover, it's just way too late to turn back and give up now. He already has tens, maybe hundreds of kills under his belt at this point. However, his wife is just living her life without any worry. And this leaves an intrusive thought in our protagonist's head, leading him to believe that what if all of this work that he's putting into trying to see his lover again is all for naught? What if he fails? What if he never claims the 1,000th soul in time? Or worse, what if his lover moves on and forgets all about him? The husband is doubting himself, and it's a very powerful lyric when you think of it that way. The chorus also is like just extremely powerful. I love the chorus. I love screaming it in the shower. It's a really good song. This is a very sad song, probably the most emo in the album. Next to "I'm Not Okay," which is the definition of emo. I really like the second verse though, where he states, "And I remember now, at the top of my lungs, in my arms, she dies, she dies." a very interesting verse because if you know the concept of the album, she doesn't die. The wife doesn't die. The husband is the only one that dies and ends up in hell. So while this verse can completely just jeopardize my whole conception, I believe the way that I'm reading it is he believed she died. Like in the gunfight, he was like on the floor, both of them bloodied and dying. He's holding her and he thinks she's dying. She thinks she's a mess and she's dead. Which you can back this up in Demolition Lovers. In the climax of that song, like he's in his rant, he's thinking they're both dying. Basically, like from his perspective, he believes she's dying and he remembers holding her in his arms as they're both just bloodied and like that. It's just a sight that you need to imagine, and it's terrifying.
If I fall, if I fall.
The bridge is also pretty cool. If I fall down, basically detailing if he fails this mission to collect 1,000 evil souls, what's gonna happen? Like, he's gonna regret everything. He's never gonna see his lover. He's just gonna live a life of pain and regret, not being able to see this woman that he loves. The chorus repeats itself a couple of times and the song's done. It's a really good song. It does just give you a sense of how this man just loves this woman, and he's doing all of this shit just for the potential of seeing her, for the chance of seeing her and being with her again. It's such a great story. Women, don't settle for less. Next song. Interlude. I like this song. This song's very calming and eerie. This man, despite everything that he's doing, is praying for the protection of his lover, which is pretty funny. I don't know. I think this song is really silly, but it's a nice detraction from like most of the heavy themes of the album, most of the heavy like instrumental guitar and crap. It's calming for the most part. Just this guy's praying for his wife, and the more I look at it, I think it's just nice, you know, because like he's so beat down. He's doing all of this. He probably feels like really gross about everything that's happening, you know, murdering all these men. Doesn't do well for your psyche, I'd imagine, for your mental health. So he's resorting to everything, including praying, even though he's doing something for the devil as we speak. Then after the interlude, it immediately takes us to one of the thrashiest songs of the album. Thank You for the Venom is pretty interesting. It's about the husband and how he's just mentally ill. He's really messed up and deranged, and he's gone to everyone. He's gone to doctors, he's gone to religion, he's gone to psychiatric hospitals, he's gone to everything, every resort to try to fix him, and none of them are able to fix him. And he looks at them with a very mocking eye. He has a very mocking tone, basically making fun of their efforts, whether it be giving him a Bible, giving him pills, whatever.
You'll never make me leave. I wear this on my sleeve. Give me a reason to believe. So give me all your poison and give me all your pills.
But despite his pessimistic attitude towards all of it, he's still saying, fire at will. Give me your Bible. Give me your pills. Try. Just try.
Push all you want, but who's gonna save me? I keep a gun on the book you gave me. Hallelujah, lock and load.
While this song might have given a slight derailment from the concept, don't go away yet, because this next song provides a lot in terms of the story. This next song is one of my favorites, and it's called It's Not a Fashion Statement, It's a Death Wish. I love this song. This song is so good. This song does a lot to cover the story. In fact, I covered the song. You guys should check it out. It's right here. You can check it out. There's a card right here. After you're done with this video, you should listen to it. I got a really nice comment on it the other day. You should listen to it. You should watch it. This man is screaming at the guy who killed him and who he thought killed his wife. He's gonna get revenge on the man who put him in the situation in the first place. He's gonna kill the man who killed him in the gunfight. So the intro is directed towards the man who killed him, which I'll just label him as the killer. However, this first verse is directed towards his wife, who he speaks very fondly of. He reminisces on their relationship, stating, "Do you remember the day that when we met, you told me that this gets harder?" Well, it did. He's reminiscing on the times and the conversations he's had with his lover as he's about to murder this guy who took her away from him.
The damage
The chorus then is directed towards the killer, which is it's so cool. It's so cool. I'm taking back the life you stole. He's gonna get revenge. Seriously, you need to listen to the song with this perspective. Once you listen to the song with the perspective of him speaking to the killer and speaking of his wife, you love this song so much more. Like when in terms of the concept, like just fueling this song, it's so much better. It's such a good song. It's such a better song. The chorus is directed towards his wife. It's a very lovey-dovey, straightforward chorus as he's about to completely no-scope this guy. Verse 2, I believe, is completely directed towards the killer. Hip hip hooray to me, you talk to me, but would you kill me in my sleep? Kind of like mocking the guy. I see it as like him acting like Pennywise the clown, how like he tries to scare like his victims before he completely murders him. It's a very loud and like mocking verse, and he's gonna paint these walls in pitchfork red. So I just see it as him just mocking his prey, just playing with him. The bridge and outro, however, is where things get very interesting.
This all you put me in wasn't deep enough, and I'm coming out right now. You're running out of places to hide from me.
He's directing this towards the killer. He's about to completely murder him. It's there. It's happening. This hole you put me in wasn't deep enough, clearly saying like he was killed. He was murdered by this guy. But it wasn't deep enough. I'm coming back from the dead, which he does, and he's using it to kill him. And I'm presumingly you're running out of places to hide from me. He's probably hiding from him. He's trying to run away. Like he probably found out that this guy's coming for him, and he's mocking him. He's telling him, "I'm coming for you," which like that's so badass. This is so badass. I just the concept of like revenge in this term is so cool.
When you go, just know that I will remember you.
This whole outro is directed towards his wife. So use your imagination. He's saying, if living was the hardest part, we'll then one day be together, and then I will be with you. I will be there with you one last time. And so use your imagination for a little bit. Think about it. While he's like, I'm thinking stabbing this guy, like torturing this man, like completely destroying the killer, the only thing on his mind is his wife. So while he's doing this heinous act of like violence and murder, he's just thinking about his wife, which there's something really beautiful and touching about that. And of course, this is an album. This is a song. Like you need to have an imagination to like put pictures and put like reality into this situation. And I just love the concept of he's murdering this man, he's getting revenge, and the only thing on his mind is his wife. The only thing on his mind is thinking, I will be there with you, like my lover. And that's really beautiful. I love this song so much. This outro, of course, is empowered by Gerard Way's vocals. His vocals just is something about him. It just shows this desperation. It's a performance. I've always felt like My Chemical Romance was more like performers than there will ever be musicians, and it shows with this story. It shows with the Black Parade. It shows with all their work. It just shows that they're just performing and they're telling a story, and it's awesome. It definitely shows with this outro. It's just so desperate, just showing how much he loves this woman. And with that said, he murders his murderer, and that takes us to the final track of the story of the Demolition Lovers and the final track of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge as a total. I never told you what I do for a living. Now this song, even though I just praised the hell out of the previous Fashion Statement song, this song I believe is, I think they're tied with how emotional and thematic it is in terms of the concept and the story of the album. I think they're both like very close together. I think it's a tie for how emotional and like important to the story these two songs are. This song basically speaks about the man and how depraved he's become, how desperate he's become. I'm using the word desperate a lot, but that's the best way to describe this album, just describe the story. He's become very depraved, very gross, just a very violent individual, and he clearly doesn't really like it. He doesn't enjoy this lifestyle as much because he's killing 1,000 men. He's going mentally insane, really. And the only thing motivating him is the fact that he may see his wife if he completes this deal. Another night and I'll see you. Another night and I'll be you.
Another knife in my hands, a stain that never comes off. The sheets clean me off. I'm so dirty, babe. The
These sheets basically describe his sins, his actions, his terrible violent acts that he's done to complete this deal. He's a terrible person. It's a metaphor, really, and it's interesting. Basically stating none of the lives around him mean anything to him unless he kills them, unless they are buried 6 feet under and used for the total of 1,000 men for his deal with the devil. Verse 2 in the pre-chorus is pretty interesting. Touched by angels, though I fall out of grace, I did also maybe I'd live this every day. So he feels like he was a better person before this murderous rampage happened, which of course I'd say you were an okay person before you kill 1,000 people. But basically he did it all so that maybe he'd be able to see his wife.
It ain't the money and it sure as hell ain't just for the fame. It's for the bodies I claim and lose.
So basically he's just reassuring himself it's not for money, it's not for any fame or renown. It's just for the bodies, it's just for the total, it's for the number that goes towards his deal with the devil. He's trying to get the 1,000 souls. He's a very motivated individual, I'll give him that. And now it's time for the climax of the album. He's near the end. He's killed 999 souls. He's heading to hell, going to tell the devil, like, here's what happened. I'm almost there, I'm almost done. I need one more. And it says,
It's how we go. It's how we go. And we all fall down.
basically he is tricked by the devil, and of course, you made a deal with the devil, you're gonna get tricked. He's the master deceiver for a freaking reason. And the devil basically states the final evil soul that he's going to have to kill is himself. So such an awesome twist, and I love it because the devil wouldn't freaking... And remember when I told you that the line "I'm trying" would be important from all the way in Demolition Lovers? Well, it reprises again as he screams in anguish and in desperation, in sadness, depression, I tried.
And we'll all dance along to the tune of your death. We'll love again, we'll laugh again, and it's better off this way.
He's trying to find some sort of positive from this situation, despite him being tricked and knowing he might not see his lover. He's been tricked. He's not seeing this woman. He's trying to trick himself into seeing a positive in this situation, trying to make himself believe that he'll see this woman again, that they'll laugh again, and that it's good that he did this. This was the right decision. He's trying to tell himself.
Never again, and never again. They gave us 2 shots to the back of the head, and we're all dead now.
My interpretation, there's a lot of interpretation that can be made from these lyrics, but my interpretation is that he's reliving the moment that him and his wife were killed, or that he was killed and his wife survived apparently, but he believed that she was going to die as well, that they were both going to die, but she ended up surviving. He's reliving the moment that he received 2 shots to the back of his head and he died. And we reach the climax of this whole album and he screams out, he's gone completely mad. He sees no positive in this situation. I tried. One more night. He's begging for maybe one more night. You can interpret this in 2 ways. Maybe one more night to see his wife, or one more night to claim this final soul. He's going mad. He's sad. He's desperate. He's screaming. And this performance is just encapsulated perfectly by Gerard Way. It's just his voice is awesome, dude. It's the screams.
Well, I tried, 'cause I tried, but
I lied. So he lied. He tried so hard to be reunited with his lover, to see his lover again, and he lied. He didn't end up making it. He didn't end up pursuing it. He failed. And it's just the lyric, man, the lyric of "I'm trying" from Demolition Lovers to "I tried" in "I Never Told You What I Do for a Living" is beautiful. I love it so much. That callback, it's just it makes me cry. It brings a tear to my eyes, because it's very beautiful how it's coming to a close the same way that it started. I'm trying to show you how much you mean to me. I'm trying to show you how much I love you. And in the midst of him trying to show that woman how much he loves her and how much she means to him, he fails, and it's just, I tried and I lied. And that's awesome. That's beautiful. The storytelling is magnificent, man. And again, he tries to find some kind of positive in the situation, trying to trick his head into believing that some good will come out of this, saying we'll love again, we'll laugh again, we'll cry again, and we'll dance again. It's better off this way. It's so much better off this way. Basically just making empty promises, trying to trick himself into thinking like, I made the right decision, it's better off this way, this was the best choice. He's desperate, he's really sad, and he cannot accept the reality of the situation. And I man, this is just the song, man. You need to listen to it. You need to listen to the album from this perspective. Just Gerard, the husband, being so sad, being so maniacal, psychopathic that he's failed in this journey. I tried. It's awesome. And then it gives us a callback to the sheets. I can't clean the blood off the sheets in my bed, as he screams out maniacally. And the song ends. Post-chorus, and never again, and never again. They gave us the shots to the back of the head, and we're all dead now. He's dead. He's in hell. And the wife, presumably, he will never meet her again. And that's the end. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story of the Demolition Lovers. And man, that's a trip. That's a trip. I love this album, and I love this story. I highly implore that you go back and you listen to this album, at least a couple of tracks that I'm telling you about, with this idea of the concept, and with like these ideas that I gave to you, especially that last song, especially Fashion Statement. I love that song when you think about the concept. And the husband speaking to both like the killer and his wife. I love that. I love that about that song. And especially, and also this song, thinking about him being just so desperate after having failed in his journey. It's a very beautiful song. It's very tragic, but it's awesome, and the story is great. Yeah, that's the Demolition Lovers. That's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. That's them. That's the story. Very tragic, very, very, very sad, but I love this album. And again, I implore that you check it out. I implore that you listen to it with this newfound knowledge that you have from listening to me speak about it, and you'll love it. You'll just love it so much more. And accompaniment of Gerard's like amazing vocals and performance. It's a great listen, and you'll love it. I love it, and I hope you love it as much as I do, or else I'll just sound like a crazed fan, man. But yeah, that's the video. I hope you like it. Check out my covers. They'll be up here. You know, I made a lot of covers of these songs, so I made a couple of covers of these songs, and I love them. I love this band. So yeah, check them out. They're over there. If you want me to make more content like this, I'd happily do it. I want to see how the reception to this video goes. Yeah, I hope you liked the video, guys.